situation and their family. That's what we do. But this is the kind of stuff that you should be aiming for. Okay, so Shaq, I know you got a good training on STAR today. All right, you ready?
Yep.
All right, turn over Shaq.
Good morning.
Good
How
morning.
everybody doing?
Great.
Tom's just grabbing me something. Bring the PowerPoint up. All right, so we did this a couple weeks ago, and we're gonna revisit. There's 4 personality types. What are they? Huh?
Like a star is like, I know it's like tech, because the thing is the difference, it's like the tech,
Yeah.
the outgoing, but it's like, I forget the name of that one, it's like the red one, because they have like different, because there's different things, they call it the red one, they have the tech, the outgoing one,
Okay, so a couple of things I want you to learn from this answer. And only a couple people can pull what a small is. So people, you ever notice this when they don't know the answer, their English gets more like foreign? He speaks a lot more clear than that. Okay, so star personality. I think there's a couple of C's here. So S is structure, stability. T is technical theory. A, action-oriented. And R, relationships, right? So we went through S last time, and I'll recap some of it just to, because S and T are actually kind of similar. But why, Ismail, I'll give you a chance to kind of redeem yourself. Well, why do you think it's important to learn these?
because you can cater your presentation or your opportunity towards different personalities. That way you can hit what they really is most important to them.
Yeah. Okay, so number one, obviously selling, right? Making sales, right? And you'll see, and this is something that was very difficult for me when I first started. I think I've always had good people skills, but, and Samir knows this, we made people that you had to kind of conform to be around us. You had to like the same things, you had to have the same sense of humor, you had to talk a certain way, you had to have the same interests, or I wouldn't say we bullied, but maybe. And I'm not proud of that, but we were just very intense people, right? In terms of, we just chisel at you all the time, right? If you didn't have the same sense of humor, all of it, right? And so, but then when I got into business, you meet people that are a different way, and once in a while, and then it happened more and more as my people skills grew and as I got better, they made sales. And I was like, this nerd out here closing business. Got 0 personality. Writing sales. Doing the presentation. Getting referrals. And I said, man, there's something to this. Because then like I'm kind of, and I think I do, especially as I've gotten older, I have not a lot, but I have definitely traits of every personality. That's me. But I have the dominant. A is probably my biggest one, right? And so, A people, they talk a lot. They exaggerate. They're the best at everything. They say they're the best at everything, right? So you meet other A's, and I'm great at sales, but you don't sell. But man, you're great, but you don't close business. No, I got great people skills. I got great sales, but you're not writing sales. Then you got, like, we're going to go through the T personality, right? And T, if I had to pick trait that I would say is not good in sales. Me, limited thinking, I'm wrong here, but they're making sales. And so it was an eye-opener for me, right? And so, obviously, yes, like Ismaldo just said, you can sell, right? You can sell understanding the hot buttons, the words, you can identify the behaviors, the likes, the dislikes, because some things, it's not just what people like. If you say certain things, it can turn them off, right? You can talk people into a recruit, you can talk them out of a recruit. You can talk people into a sale, you can talk them out of a sale. And things that annoy people, but it goes deeper than, thanks. It goes, getting a list from people, getting referrals from people, getting people to show up to meetings, getting their partner or their spouse involved, keeping them in the business, because they can start, so we recruited them to get started, but why are they staying? Because if you think that everybody's going to be motivated by you, right, and you can't, just so you know, you cannot build an organization with only people like you. It doesn't work. Okay? You need people that have different levels of organization or different ways to talk, right, different ways to communicate. I think, Samir and I, even though, yes, we grew up together, we know each other from the same area, we do have a lot of similarities, but we have a lot of differences in the way that we are, who we are. That's important, right? And for you guys, as your organizations get bigger and bigger and bigger, it's attractive to have a lot of diversity, especially in the personalities, right? And so you can't grow it with just A's or just R's or just S's or T's, right? So building rapport, recruiting, referrals, identifying the personality, partner support, and obviously selling. And then remember, you can only change your personality. You can't change other people. Now, some people, if you expose them enough, they'll change. But you can't change other people. But you can work on your own personality. Like today, I'm going to go in depth on the T, okay? So, and I'm just going to be, fully transparent. T's are my kryptonite. Okay, I hate T's. But I have some T in me. And when I see traits that I have in other people, it bothers me. I'm a self-hating T too. Right? But I understand, I need the technical and the theory because I would never get anything accomplished, right? So, and certain things and we'll go through in a second, if you're aware of it, you shouldn't act like that. Oh, that's how I am. No, you should be aware, catch yourself, and not be like that, which I'll talk more about in a second. So I'm going to go through this really quick. Stability, we went through this last time. S, okay? S and T have some similarities, but they are different, okay? S is structure, sequential, agenda, order, honesty, ethics, color coding, label makers, proven track record, coupons, saving money, commitment, schedules, guarantees. This is structure, stability, okay? They like dependability, credit. I'm just going to go through this. I'll just read it. They dislike chaos, clutter, sloppiness, disobedience, waste, surprises, risk, change, debt, paying interest, uncertainty, no direction, kids' toys on the floor. S's hate kids. No manners, rudeness, winging it. Okay. Okay. So theory and technical. Like I said, there are some similarities here. Technical is, people that are sci-fi, Star Wars, Star Trek. Like Star Wars is good or evil. Like Darth Vader, it's cool. Star Trek? Yeah, you've gone off the deep end. So, if that's you, that's cool, man. I mean, do it, own it. Okay? But they like sci-fi, like it's always on. They like anime, they're into it. And I know anime's getting a little bit more cool for nerds, but it's still not cool. Okay? It's still keep it quiet. Alright? Computers, gadgets, I mean, they're, very technical. They love, some people live in the real world, some people live in the computer technology, the virtual world, like that's their world. And I'm not talking about VR, I'm saying like, these are people that, their home office of screens is like the real world for them. The online gaming and the chatting and all that stuff. Usually poor dressed. They don't care about dress. They just don't care. Why would I have to dress up to impress somebody? They don't even know, right? Like they don't even know. Like I know if I'm not dressed, and I know. Samir's gonna let me know, if I'm not dressed. The color coaching, that was so 2019. You know what I'm saying? But I at least know. Mystery video games, solitaire, they're loners. T's are loners. They don't like people. They like to be alone. And I like to be alone too because I'm always with people. So I'm not saying that. I'm saying like, I have children, I'm married, I have a big family, I have a big extended family, I have a business where I'm talking to you guys all the time. 7 days a week I talk to 2 or 3 people at length in my business. I'm not talking about my family, I'm not talking about my kids. So I'm always with people. So I like downtime and I don't mind being myself, but I'm talking, they are loners. They don't like sunlight. They don't like any sort of outside life form being present. They like solitaire. They like their games. They can have a community online, but real people, no.
Real people.
They're cold. They're distant. They're aloof. They're logical. They use big words. They ask a lot of questions. No bedside manner. Very awkward. The way that people talk, how they talk. 12% of people are dominant T. So they are a minority. But, like I said, and I'm being serious about this, they're good at sales. You know why they're good at sales? Because they ask the questions methodically. They don't wing it. See, some people, like A's, I'm good, I'm great. No, you're not. You think you're better than the presentation. You're not. You got one sale. That's why the T's can come in and flatten you, because they ask all the questions. They go through the slides. They read the points. And so, regardless of their personality or what they're saying, the presentation works. Because even me, I was like, how the hell did you get this client? Well, I showed them this. I showed them the hypothetical. They're very the way they present. They're good at sales. They do more sales than people that say they're good at sales. Now, do I think you should have a personality? Yes. And if that is your personality, to have a bigger, grandiose personality, great. But sometimes it works to your disadvantage. T's are know-it-alls. See, like I said this last time we talked, like I was using Shondell probably the most, right? I was like, she's probably a lot of you guys know her. She's an S. She's not a know-it-all. There's certain differences that you could tease, like they just know everything, right? They already know everything you're saying. Oh no, yeah, I got it. Okay, so yeah, so you have an IRA? No, I don't have it. Right? They know everything. Yeah, IRA, contribution limit. I know it changed last year. They'll finish the presentation for you. Then you just got to say, so who do you have yours with? Oh no, I don't have it. They know everything about the debt stacker, Dave Ramsey. Yeah, we took the course with the 14 minute. Okay, so you have no, I got a lot of credit card debt, but yeah.
Oh my God.
That's a T. But when you question them, you know they don't know it. Now they read about it, they're an expert, they know everything about the comp, but haven't got paid, right? That's a T. And I'm saying that as a joke because T's are good at the business. They are. Don't let the nature of a T prevent you from communicating with them. That's what I had to learn. I thought it was all them. No, it's not. It's they're my kryptonite. That's just me being honest, right? Like T's really frustrate me. They challenge me. I'm like, okay, I got to really grow as a person, as people skills, all that stuff. But they can learn. They can get licensed. They can make sales. They can recruit people. They love our business. Just this is their dominant personality type, right? They want to be acknowledged for their competence. This is another thing I challenged. I had a big challenge with, right? For me, I'm a dummy, right? My pride and joy, Rod, is, oh, I didn't even try and look how well I did. So stupid, right? Rod comes in and he says, man, I got a B+. I'm like, really? I got a C and I didn't even try. And I literally, like, in my mind, I elevated myself over you.
Oh my goodness.
Like, I'm knocking him for doing well and studying and trying, but you didn't get an A, so you failed, and I didn't even try, and I got a C. That was my thinking. So, like, some people, right, when you know this, Samir knows this, some of you guys are like, when you come in and you get an 85, we would, like, really get mad at you. Like, you've seen a G-rated version of it now. We used to boo you in training. Boo, you study too hard. I come up in like, I have a new test batch, but they got a 90, and I'm doing like a 2-minute training making them feel terrible. That was my poor people skills. But some people that I realized, they like to be recognized for their competence. Like, that is their thing. They want to get a 90. Now, I still, yes, secretly, think it's terrible. I'm just not going to say it. But I do think it, so I want you to know I've judged you. Because you study too hard, and it's not that serious, and you made all of us look bad. We get it, you know it all. But some people want to be acknowledged. Now, yeah, they get a 90, you got to acknowledge it. You got to recognize it. Because they studied hard, they got a 90%. This is big thing, right? Resting T phase. Okay? So this is what I'm talking about the kryptonite, okay? And I'm going to be real here, okay? And this is all whatever inflated, conflated ego that I have, okay? So, T's have terrible facial expressions. They look annoyed, they look bored, they look distant, they look disinterested, okay? So, me and the arrogance I have, I know that was a funny joke. Why aren't you laughing? I know I'm interested and I'm successful. Listen to everything I'm saying. Okay? And look at you. You're worse dressed than me. So part of that was preventing me from communicating properly. Okay? And then on top of that, right, you guys know what I'm talking about. Many of you know who I'm talking about. Okay? Because I have a few like staple T's in my life, right? So not only do they not laugh at your jokes, they have the most awkward sense of humor. They got the Kawhi Leonard. You know what I mean? Like, your laugh is coming in way late and on a stupid joke. Right? You know what I'm talking about? Right? They got like, wait, all the hilarious things I said, you didn't even crack a smile, and then you're laughing at that dumb shit? Right? And like, What? Right? Throws you off. Throws you completely off. Right? Throws you completely off. They're not engaged in but they listen. They are listening. They are paying attention. They're listening to what you say. They could be, and I mean this, secretly fact-checking you. They could be secretly like, are they being truthful? A big thing for T's, right? Because you can tell by the way they ask the question, and they don't like it when you exaggerate. Because if you say something, even you had mentioned that there's 130,000. But there's actually 131,000. Thanks, man. I'll make note of that. Right? Like, I can always tell, right, when people correct me in the training. And if I said something and it's worth correcting, correct me. If the date is the 18th and it's supposed to be the 25th, correct me. Okay? But if I say 61 and you say 62, it's not worth correcting. You get the point. You know what I'm saying? If I say 1 million and you say 1,050,000, it's not worth correcting. You get the point. But I already know it's a T.
Yeah.
That's what they heard.
Yeah.
That's what they registered. They didn't want it to be factually incorrect. The numbers are important. What you say is important, so if you're going to say a number and quote something, quote it right. That's their mind. And so, you know, right, like one time I went, you know, I knew. I went in the presentation, Dante, when ICA guide, I had the 2022, didn't go well. It was 2023.
Oh my God.
And I was like, they're going to look at every number on this thing. And I knew it was a T, right? And that's cool. I had to learn and adjust the way I was communicating. This is a big one, okay? How you know a T, if you want to test, okay? And this is old school, so as many of you don't know this. This is why I like in person. And I also know, though, we're in the future. Okay, so I get it, Zoom, this and that. But anybody that's ever had in-person appointments, I'm not talking about interviews, but appointments. Has anyone ever, and I'm not talking about iPads, because iPads have a layer of protection here, Dante. But we used to have presentation, binders, folders, brochures, sample FNAs, right? Anybody remember these? Has a client ever taken it from you and started looking at it? That's a T. When they take your stuff, read it, you don't even do the presentation. They've done it all. They've read it all. They know it all. If they take your stuff, right, and they take it and they start reading it, right, and I'm thinking like, man, who would take a presentation? I'm giving the presentation. You literally just took it from me. You're not asking a question. You start reading it through. You can abbreviate a lot of the stuff that you, because they're going to read it, they're going to look at it, they're actually paying attention to what you're showing. Show T's the sample FNA, you know, hypotheticals, brochures, they love leave behinds, they love to read that stuff. Have you seen one of these? Yeah, I've seen. Okay, so who do you have yours with? No, I don't have one. Or they might have one. Okay, hey, I'd like to compare ours with yours, make sure yours is the best. This is T language. Would you allow me to compare? T's love to argue. That's a big thing too. I hate arguing with people, right? But why do they argue? Because they want to make sure you believe what you're saying. Like, I don't enjoy to argue with people because you don't know as much as me, so don't challenge me. That's my thinking. I'm being honest with you. But some people enjoy to argue. They want to test you. Or do you believe what you're saying? Are you firm-rooted? Is there conviction? And so you got to, you know, like ours, right? Ours is relationships. They love people, kumbaya, everybody wins. You know, together. They don't like to argue. If you argue, you insult them or embarrass them or make them cry, it's bad, right? But A's are actually worse than ours. They're more sensitive than ours. That's the funny thing. Right? You like embarrass an A, they're gone. They'll quit. And R will come back to, you know, just to make them feel good again, right? Hey, did you really mean that? No, it looks great, right? A's are done. There you goes bruised, they quit. See, like I'm a high A, but I'm not sensitive. My hair, I'm sensitive. That's about it. Everything else, I don't care. Right? Xander, don't say shit. You have access. Right? What are things that hot buttons? You have access to the best companies. You have access to these products you normally can't get. See, competence is so important. Excellence is so important to a T. They like going to college. They like the degree. They like being in the 1%. They like that wealthy people have these products. They like that wealthy people have financial planning. Not because they're wealthy or they're rich or they dress nice. It's they've excelled in the game of money. And I want to copy them. T's are very hard to work with. That's why they're recruitable though, because they don't like working for incompetent people. They don't like working for idiots. They can't, because they know everything, and so you who don't have the degrees that I do, you that's not as smart as I am, you didn't do as well as on your SATs or whatever it is that I'm measuring you and you're telling me what to do. They don't like it. So they're recruitable. Company resources, backing, you know, the wheel, those types of slides. American funds, you know, 1.3 trillion. These are the services that Morgan Stanley, Merrill Lynch, right? The financial gurus that back our company, they love it. So if you see a T, and you can show them like experts in our industry and what they're saying about our opportunity or our products or what other people are doing, you got it. And they'll do it just for that. They're very logical. The math behind it. Right? Hey, how much you make an hour? Here, look at this because sometimes, you know, you feel like, man, you're working. No. When you logically put it, right? Like I always say that in my op meeting. I just do it because I like the way it sounds, but some people, they're registering the numbers. It would take me 20 years at my corporate job to make what I make in 1 year now. Wow. Wait, so I have to work 20 years to, I make more in a month now than I did in an entire year. That's very logical. Wait, what? So this is harder, I get it, it's out of my comfort zone, but I can work less and make a lot more? You can pay less taxes. That's a mathematical equation. You have residual income. That means you can help one client. You'll get paid. Like the other day, I was talking to a T. They were nice, you know, but you can tell they were very math, logic, sequential. I said, look, you want to get. I think it was at the Ashburn office. I said, you want to get a lifetime client, right? It was the guest's dad, right? I was like, a lifetime client might pay you $5,000 to $10,000. Man, it's hard to get a client. I don't know, but what if you get a lifetime client and you make $5,000 to $10,000 over the lifetime? Do you have clients that you made 10 grand off of? Right? Maybe not every client. That you're still young in the business. I mean, you know, you have 30, 40 years under your belt. I don't know what you're going to make. You can make 50 grand. But I said 5,000 to 10,000, right? He said, okay, I get it, right? Because he was a very technical person. Better rate of return. The market, how big the market is. Credibility, especially financial experts. Okay, what do they not like? And this is where I'm a T too, right? But that's why you gotta, like I said, be aware, right? T's hate repetition. They hate asking you to repeat yourself. Asking the same questions. They don't like it. They hate stupidity. They hate chit chat. They don't like it. They don't like small talk. Like sometimes I can tell. I gotta go all business, man. I'm on time. Like I can't go, and I know everything I say is awesome and hilarious and it's important and people should hear what I have to say because I have so much life experience. I'm wise. I'm special. They don't care about that. They really don't care. Now some people just want to talk. They don't want to actually get to work. They don't want to do business. They don't want to sell. They don't want to, talk about their policies or anything like that. They just want to talk. But T's, they don't want to talk. They don't like the chit chat. So you have to use the questions that are important. They don't like noisy, loud people. They don't like impulsive people. Oh, I just did this on a whim. They don't like being talked down to. They don't like touchy-feely, right? Anybody touchy-feely? I'm a touchy-feely. I like to touch people, right? I don't do it now because it's not appropriate, but like I'm all over my kid. I mean it. Because I got in trouble. You remember that, right? I don't remember in the other office, right? I got in trouble. It was this older lady, and she was like, And I don't think she was like really, but I didn't know that. But like I gave her a hug and she called my trainer. She called Mark and was like, hey, you know, she didn't like that. She wasn't trying to get me in trouble, but I said, man, I didn't know that. I like to dap people up. I play sports. I'm like all over people. No, I don't do that. Why? Because some people don't like it. And I'm not talking about inappropriate. Everybody doesn't like that.
Right.
I'm talking if I just grab you, right? Like, you can't do that. I can't do that, right? Because some people, they don't like that. T's hate exaggerations, right? That's where A's and T's, like, they really butt heads. Because A's always exaggerate. They're always talking out their A. Right?
Yes.
Dude, shut up. Right? And they don't like spending time with people. That's tough, right? Some people like to spend time. That's why they do the business. They want to be around other people, the social aspect of it. A's don't like that. They don't like spending time with people. They do it because they have. I'm sorry, T's don't. Thanks for correcting me. that Who was it? I heard that. See, the thing is, Shondell didn't do it to correct me, she did it to hurt my ego. That's crazy. She's a hurtful, spiteful person. But yes, that's a good correction, right? A, not A's. T's don't like spending time with people. They're not so, right? Like, oh man, you should spend time with me, I'm so important, you'll learn a lot from me. I want to spend time with you, man. Right? Now, I agree we should do more stuff together. The social aspect's great. You can rub shoulders, all that stuff. But some people, that's just not their thing. And if they're a T, that's, you know. You can play video games with them now. Hey, you want to get on and play Call of Duty? They'll do it all day. They got all the time in the world. They like to teach. They like to give presentations. I noticed that. I'm like, man, they're good at the presentation. They're factually correct. They did their own research. They have an eloquent way of saying certain things. Speaking in great detail. They love to, Shondell, prove people wrong. They love passing tests. They'll get every license. Everyone. Company gives out some new ones. We have new product. They're getting certified. They have a new test. All right, any questions about this? Anything at all? Anything you want to add on the T's? All right, anything that we've covered from S and T?
I wasn't here for S. We can go over that.
Huh?
I wasn't here for S.
Yeah, I'll just recap it quickly like I did last time. We don't have enough time, but yes.
So when you're trying to close the sale for a T, you want to kind of be like, not, well, straight to the point, like be
Yeah.
with a sense of, okay.
Our presentation, because I created it, and when I say I created it with the help of a lot of other people, but I'm an A, so, you know, it is gonna be a little wordy, you know, and yeah, so either way, even if you were straight to the point, the presentation is gonna take half an hour, 45 minutes. You know, so if you expound on it, right, like for example, and I'm being serious about when I say this, like the op meeting. I do the op meeting and sometimes it goes long, right? Most of the time it does go long. And I know someone's into it and they love the meeting, their body language is great, they're laughing at the jokes, but once it goes past the point that they thought, they're gone. Because they're a T. Because they're on time. So like I have to be very good as well. I have to say, hey, look, are we good? Are we okay? I have to know because I can tell by the group, and I do it just out of courtesy. Hey, are we good to go 5 more? You guys had a lot of great questions. I don't want to shortchange this. Once I've gotten permission, but it's the same thing in the presentation. Hey, I'd really like to share this with you. I know I'm over time. Is that okay? Yes, because if you just go on and on, that's rude, and it is rude. It is rude. It's disrespectful to someone. They value their time. If you said you're going to be here, okay, 1, 2, 3 minutes is fine, but 15, 20, 25 minutes, that's not appropriate. And so even though for you, it's like, what are you, like, the A in me says, what are you doing? I'm sharing life-changing information to you. That's not the point. It can be helped by just you recognizing their personality and saying, is it okay? And that's it. So, yes, you want to get straight to the point. You want to focus on the numbers. You just want to be a little bit more logical, right? Like, A's, right? And I'm just using A because that's mainly me. And so I kind of see the world through that. We love stories. So if Samir's telling me this long-ass story, I love it. Keep going. I love storytelling. Man, tell me, what happened?
On every detail.
You know, but some people, yeah, it's like, dude, can you get to the, I get it, man, you're excited. But what's the presentation? What's the PowerPoint? You know, can I do this mutual fund? What's my rate of return gonna be? Why would I switch from why I'm here and there? You know, so you just gotta read it a little bit, and if you can identify, you can kind of tell the T's, man. Like I said, they're like a stone when you talk to them. They don't laugh. They only laugh at their own jokes, and their own jokes are stupid, and they're not even funny. Okay? Like, it's just, they're very, like I said, aloof, distant, cold, for sure.
Do you have anything showing like the opportunity, like what from Primerica they like for us to kind of attack that? Like, you know, if I know that you're a T, what can I say about Primerica that I know that's gonna get you? Like, do you have anything?
Yeah,
like
I think, okay, the presentation is the presentation, so you have to communicate the parts of the presentation that would resonate with the team, right? I think obviously all the credibility. You know, like I say these things on purpose when I'm in the op meeting, and I'll say, you know, I've been doing this for 20 years. Our company in a few years is 50 years old. We have millions of clients. We're on the New York Stock Exchange. So you're just showing the ultimate credibility, right? We're not like a little company that's been around, not saying anything's wrong with that, but that's just not us. 2-3 years. We're not unregulated. You know, this is not a fad. You know, I have been doing it for 20 years plus. We have 10,000 clients. Like I say those things. Our company has millions. We're a $7.5 billion company. You know, because people want to work with the best. You know, it's funny, right? Like we think price is very important, and it is important. But when you show some people price is important, I think everybody thinks price is important, but some people, they just want to work with the best, man. They want, you know, so that's why, like, you have to be very careful, right? And like, this is the locker room, so I'll say it, right? So remember what I said about the test passers? And some people love a 90%, and I love a 70%. Well, some people hate a 70%. Some people are like, man, you'll take anybody. Now, we have to learn how to sell it. That's why I tell you guys, you gotta be real careful with the way you post stuff. What are you advertising? I get it, and I was not a great student in college, okay, but I went to college. And yeah, I kind of fell off a cliff in high school, but I was a great student until 8th grade. I mean it. I had a job. I was working in corporate America. So I get what you're trying to sell. Hey man, I got a recruit. He was panhandling outside the office. We'll take anybody. Okay, I'm just saying. You know, you're on the extreme. And look, this is the locker room, so can I be honest here?
Yeah.
I get it. Like, you know, we've got people that worked at CVS, okay? But they better get their shit together, man. I'm just cursing too much. I'm sorry. I'm fasting, so this is terrible. Sheila, forgive me. I'm acting like a Christian today. Don't get offended. That was funny. See, he's being a team. Xander and Small are gonna lynch me. Training. Anyways, what was I saying? Yeah, you know, like they're at McDonald's. I mean, come on, guys. Like, you gotta understand, like, that's not attractive for everybody. I'm not demeaning anybody. We will give everybody a shot. I had this, you know, I had applied at other financial institutions. I didn't get approved. They said, you're not a good salesperson. We don't want to invest the money in you. So I'm not saying that, but it's gotta be, you gotta understand, there's a lot of different things that you're selling and how you're selling it, right? And so, you know, you just gotta provide context with a lot of stuff. So I don't know if that answers your question.
No. I know. I guess it depends because I know there's a lot of people out there that really because I've seen other like bake shops and they, sometimes these people they don't have nothing else. And then I see the people that runs the farthest is the one like you said before is with your kids. I think no, it was Gary. He said it's not the same as someone that have their life secure, like they've been working for the government or anything. That someone doesn't have a chance, and they see this as the only chance. Their demeanor is very different because they go all in, and because they're more hungry, And they are in this area. There's more like people that are like set up.
Let me give you an example. I'm not arguing that point.
Okay.
We need okay. Should I post this? This is a locker room. Should I post this? Hey, and this is not you.
No.
Okay, so but I'm gonna use you because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. Smaldo just passed his test. He took the test 25 times.
Oh my God.
Should I post that?
No.
Why? Why? Why wouldn't I post that? Would you like to hear that? Would you like to hear that? But he's determined. He's determined. He's got a great work ethic. He's persevering. Well, why shouldn't I post that? Or should I post it with context?
Post it with context.
Why?
Because then they can understand.
Hey, look, Ismaldo. He was having trouble, exams, he gets anxiety. But if I just post it, I say, hey, Ismaldo, 26 times! Set the record! Who's gonna break it?
That's a wild post. That's wild.
This guy doesn't care.
Oh my God.
He spent $1,000 taking exams.
Oh my God.
Come on, man. I get it, and I am proud. I mean, that's awesome. I mean it. If you take it 25 times, yeah, man, you're great. I just don't think we should post it like that. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's all. That's all I'm saying is how you market it. I'm not saying, yes, when someone comes up and if I say Jen worked at Frozen Yogurt and now she makes $100,000, well, that's a different way to sell it. That's a different way to sell it. Right? Even the way sometimes you guys say how you get your guests, it's cringy to me. I'm just being honest. I prospected somebody. They don't know what that means. A brand new person, Dante, I say, what do you think? What does that mean? Samir, what do people think if I say, oh man, I prospected somebody at the mall? What do you think they think?
They found a 6'8" kid.
Huh?
Taking him to the
No, what do you think they think? I gotta go talk to them? No. If I say I met somebody, I was out and about, I was at my kid's game, I was shopping with my kid, like, you guys gotta learn how to market what you're doing properly. And here's the thing too. I've never been embarrassed of what we do, and I've done everything you guys have done and more. So I'm not saying it like, man, like Sheila, she can come on a different angle because she's worked in a Walmart. So I'm not coming from her position, which is the right way, by the way, okay? I've done everything that you guys have done. You guys know that. But you also have to learn how to say what you're saying. Because it can turn off people, it can turn on people. Yes, if I talk to Xander, yeah, he's like, hey man, yeah, cool. Can I do this business? Because what I'm thinking about doing, because I want it tough. I'd like to sell my home, become homeless, live in a tent, and say I made it. Slow down. I get it. We'll sell that you pay the price. We'll just sell it the right way. Because that's how I was. We wanted tough coaching. We wanted to be really hard. You guys know this about me. I say these things. I lived at home. I saved my money. I lived in my parents' basement. I was making $20,000, but I learned how to sell the story properly. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Okay? No, in no way do I think because of your background or your educational background or your work background, you're a second-class person. I never think that. I'm just saying how we broadcast it is important. Just like if you failed the test, I know you haven't, 50, we used to have people 12 times, and we did it. When they come in 12, we would have a celebration, but we learned how to say it.
Right.
Look, some people, the tests just don't come easy, man. And it's hard for them, for whatever reason, and they got 69 4 or 5 times in a row. So, I have had people fail the test 5 times, but then they quit. But this person actually stuck it out. I learned how to say it, right? I don't just, you get what I'm saying? I hope everyone understands what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, just, you know, because you have different things that attract different people. Yes, you're gonna build the business, by the way, with all types of people, but there are probably certain personalities that recruit the most, that have the most initiative, right? The thing about T's, too, is they, like me, right? T is my kryptonite, A's are T's kryptonite. They don't like action. They love to get immersed in the learning where they don't want to do anything. They like the test so much, but actually making a call, doing an appointment. It's very hard for them. Right? So you gotta learn how to do both, right? You gotta learn what type of, you know, because certain things, certain people, they love that. And I'm like you probably have some A in you, right? Like A's, we love a great story. So it's not that, man, you know, I get in.